Hello guys, welcome to Thermomix Adventures. Lisa here. Hey look, today I'm coming to you super late. It's been a massive day. I'm actually exhausted, but I'm not exhausted from doing too much stuff. I'm exhausted for choosing wrong foods to eat, and I'll talk about that more later. But I need to get dinner on for the family, so I wanted to quickly take you through this amazing I'm going to say it's a snack, but actually it could be a lunch, it could be a brunch, it could be a dinner that you'll find on this list of recipe inspiration for the month. If you've not yet headed to Thermomix Adventures, I think my children are getting cranky at my puppy dog. Sorry guys. If you've not gone over to thermomixadventures.com.au and downloaded it, go over now, okay? Before the month is done, this is the PDF, and then you can click on each picture and it will take you through to the cookie dough recipe to put in a collection. So put in a collection called Healthy Snacking. You might put January on it so you remember where they came from. Do say hi if you're watching on today, by the way. So, we are making this beautiful dish today. It's a prosciutto and... go back, wrong button. It's prosciutto basil egg cups. Okay, now they're on the planner. Really simple. I've grabbed them because they are so simple. Okay, I needed something tonight that was just brainless. Okay, do you ever have those days where you're like, I just need something that I can just do quick? Sorry guys, my light is shining on there. Prosciutto and basil egg cups. I've got my little 12 little muffin things lined with prosciutto because I had planned, right? So at the beginning of each week, I put time aside, normally on a Sunday, to actually plan ahead using cookie dough my menu for the week ahead so that I can shop to it. I can also do these videos to it for you guys. And it just means I've got that planning where I feel comfortable knowing what I'm making and when I'm making it. So I knew that I had prosciutto. If I didn't have prosciutto, I would have just used bacon. Okay, those bacon rounds, perfectly fine as well. But I actually put them on the list, bought them particularly for this recipe. So the first step in this recipe is, I think, preheat the oven. Second one is line, it says a Texas muffin, which are those big ones. We wanted the small ones, we're all good. And then we're going to, it does say to make sure there's no holes. I'm not that stressed about it because the egg is going to set the cream and it'll be okay. So these are kind of like a quiche, I'm thinking, in a prosciutto lined, bacon lined outer, okay? So then set aside. So I've done that. I've got 12 little ones rather than 6 big ones. Next up, it's got grated cheese and it's got Emmental cheese, which I think is like a Parmesan. I've used Parmesan. And I have a shortcut for you straight off the base today, okay? So in the next step shortly, it says insert the measuring cup in the mixing bowl, let it grate for 5 seconds, speed 7. I skipped that. I went straight to the next step here. So here's some shortcuts for you. This is what I love doing, is shortcutting recipes. Next step said spring onions or shallots. I didn't have that, but I had purple onion, okay? So I've put a bit of purple onion into this. I also picked some basil leaves fresh from the plants. I don't have shallots. I'm skipping them out completely. Okay, also when it comes later on, it asks for pesto. I don't have that. My intent before this month was I was going to make the pesto, but not today. So I'm going for real and I'm going for shortcut, okay? So I put that all in, and then I don't have sun-dried tomatoes. Again, I've got heaps of tomatoes. Didn't go to plan today. I would like to have sliced them up and cooked them in the oven. You cook them for 120 degrees for 2.5 hours. You got sun-dried tomatoes. They're amazing. And I did think I could put in fresh. I just can't be bothered. I'm exhausted, okay? So I'm going to skip that. And you don't know why I'm exhausted? Because I ate the wrong food when we were out today. So 3 seconds, speed 7, and chop it down, aka you get that. I didn't do it on camera just because it's loud, okay? You can see the bowl is still dirty, ready to go. So scrape down the sides with a spatula. Add now 4 eggs. 4 eggs going in. Okay, then we've got, next is cream, 200 grams of whipping cream. You could use coconut cream if you prefer, if that is your preferred choice with this. There's no reason why you can't use that cream if you need to be dairy-free. I should be dairy-free, especially after today. But anyway, this is what, again, we shopped to it, right? Or more so hubby did this time, so this is what he got. So I will use it. If I had a can of coconut cream, I probably would have reached to that first. So that's in there. And then basil pesto, don't have it, gonna skip it. Now with some pepper. Okay, now pepper's good, don't add salt though. Because you've got Parmesan in there, the Parmesan is going to already be salty. You guys know I like to swap salt for stock. Not in this case, okay? It'll just be too salty in such a little parcel of goodiness. Next up, on with the lid. We're gonna blitz this down. And by the way, it was a store-bought coffee mocha frappe that has made me feel exhausted for the day. When I say store-bought, it was actually like a coffee van. Lovely lady, lovely coffee. Just, I can't eat like that anymore or drink like that anymore. It just does not agree with me. Both my head is so foggy and my stomach is so bloated and I just feel yuck, and it's only 6 o'clock and I slept well last night. I can't blame it on anything else. I slept well. I haven't even been to the gym today. I probably should go to the gym, except it was a 5 o'clock session if I was going to. But, it is amazing the difference that food makes on your mental health, your physical health, and all that stuff. I'm sure there's more to that I could say. And, sometimes it takes that reminder where you kick yourself up the butt and go, I shouldn't have done that, to get you back on track again, right? So, got the reminder, happy days. That'll last me through to December, right? Let's hope. So 5 seconds, speed 6. And that's why I love the Thermomix. I love that we can make amazing things like coffee frappes, easily, knowing what's in it, without the whatever they put in the white powder they put in them, without the caster sugar. If you don't want to use the raw or caster, using an alternative sugar, things like that. I love the freedom it gives us. Pity I was out and about for way too long with no food, which was my challenge today. Okay, in with the reserve cheese. And I really have no excuse. Except for the fact that I was actually, the excuse is planning, okay? Now, the key to getting the most out of your Thermomix, the key to sticking on your diet or avoiding the food you should avoid or whatever it might be, it literally comes down to organization and planning, doesn't it? I walked out the door at 10, didn't get home till 2. I knew that I would be after lunch. I told hubby to eat, and I told some of the kids stayed home, eat. But I didn't put anything in the car, not even a piece of fruit for me, right? And even the 2 boys that were in. So that's what it comes down to, is planning. So same with getting the most out of your Thermomix. Planning is so, so very important, okay? So reserve cheese, insert the measuring cup at 5 seconds on speed 3, and we're gonna pour this in and we're gonna finish it off. Do say hi if you're watching on today as well. Have you had a chance to use your Thermomix? What did you have for lunch if you made it in your Thermomix over the weekend? Do let us know. I'm excited. Some of you guys are on my cook along on Saturday. I did do a recipe test of that this morning. They're beautiful. They are so good, and I even made them gluten-free, which was a massive win. I said to the gluten-free people in the registration, you may need to make this into muffins, and I was able to make it into the little containers that you make them into, you fold them over. So I'm so excited about that. For those of you who are in my customer support group and I look after you as a customer, you guys, can't wait to see you guys on Sunday. So divide the mixture evenly between the prepared muffin wrappers and bake for 25 minutes or until just set. So there it is, it's done. So we literally now pour it in. I'm not too fussed on standing the ones up that are a little bit sideways, falling in, all that jazz, because they'll be fine. The egg mix will set. So easy as that, simple as that. If you have any questions, I love to hear from you. I love to support you to get the most out of your Thermomix. Super passionate about that. Got some surprises coming up soon for you guys, so keep an eye out for that. Those of you who are over on my website and subscribed over there, you'll be first to know shortly. I always send a newsletter at the end of each month, so that is coming out probably Thursday. Just got to make sure I put some time aside. Oh, here's a little tip for this recipe. The cheese is hanging out in the bottom. Make sure you leave capacity for the cheese to also go into each of these. Otherwise, like me, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I now have cheese in the bottom. So some of these original ones are going to be cheeseless, and some of the last ones are going to be cheese packed. So just a little tip for those of you as you watch along and you're cooking this at home, be mindful and scratch out some of that cheese in the early cases so that they don't end up with just a creamy, eggy set one instead. But otherwise, guys, thanks for joining me today. Remember to share these videos with your friends and family who have a Thermomix on the bench and want to get more out of it. Or maybe they think they're getting more out of it, but there's so much more it can do. That's my takeaway after all these years, 9 and a bit years. And this thing, new recipes all the time, bringing them to you. There's so much it can do to change your kitchen. So thanks for joining me today, guys. I'll be back tomorrow. think we've got 3 recipes left on the page to show you. So I'm excited to bring broccoli bites to one of them. So that was on the shopping list. That's how I know. I love the planner. And you know what, guys, the interesting thing about that is I am not an organized person by nature. Years ago at a Thermomix conference, we had a planner come in and teach us how to plan. And I was like, this is not for me. I don't plan. But what I love about Cookie Do and even my mindset on planning is not that I have to make these recipes. That's what always turned me off, is if I plan them, I have to make them. And I didn't like that. I didn't like being told what to do, even if I told myself what to do. But what I love is the fact that I know that I've got these ingredients for these recipes, and I know I've got the flexibility to swap them on days. But also, when you've got a well-stocked Thermomix pantry, you don't have to be stuck to it. You could say, hey, I feel like making prawn lasca. And then you can go, oh, I've got all the ingredients for that, but I don't feel like that. I'm going to turn that into a prawn curry because I can, and that's the beauty of it, right? So don't feel, when I talk about planning, and if you're, doing what I used to do where you're like, oh, I'm not a planner, Lisa, how can you plan? It's not that I actually completely stick to it. Even with the downloadable for you guys, as much as it's in 4 rows, I have been all over the shop with that, okay? So have a great afternoon, guys. Take care. Let me know if I can support you with anything regarding your Thermomix, or if you'd like to get one on your bench. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.